Right. So this is just a recap of what we did in the last class. Yeah. So using the GSAP. If you don't remember, what we wanted to mimic is something like this. And this website. So if I refresh, then this loading, it comes in, and then it shows the intro, telling what it's all about, and then you will start. So this one you have to choose whether you want to enter without sound or with sound. So let's say just with sound, or let's do without sound. So then enter, and then it goes here. So it says here drag around to find chapters, but in our case we are not going to do the drag, but we're going to do the click. Yeah, so we click and then it goes to certain pages or certain screen. So we might want to have a menu over here, for example. So because this is chapters, so depending on what chapters or how many chapters we have, so let's say 1 2 3 4 5, right? Then we can click 1 2, and then it goes to the place. So for this it will be something like let's say I click 1. All right, so it'll be like this interaction. So if I click chapter 1, then it will go. So this is 10, so it goes to next. And this only have two buttons, previous and next. But in our case, it's just easier to list all the navigation here. But the interaction is the same. So when we go to a particular screen, it travels through the canvas. Yeah, so it's kind of like the camera is moving. 1 2, so it finds a specific spot on the canvas, and then it's moved the canvas around, and then when it hits the location or the spot, the content will appear. All right, so that's what we want to do. Might not be exactly the same, but yeah, it'll be really close. So we're going to use GSAP for that. So if you don't remember, this is the GSAP website, gsap.com. And what you want to do is go to get GSAP, and then under installation, if you scroll down, we want to use the CDN and only get the URL. Yeah, the URL meaning only the web address. Okay, without any of this tag. Right, so this is what we want. But before that, let's go to Animate CC. So this is the image that I imported. So I just Google for a wallpaper, and then I expand the width to be slightly wider so that I can play around. So in the example, it goes up and down more. For in my case, maybe I'll just go to a specific location. Let's say the rabbit, then it goes to the rabbit, and then it goes to the monkey, something like that, and it goes to maybe this signpost. Right, I don't have anything here, but just so you know, this is done in Photoshop using AI to using generative fill to expand the width and the height. Oh, sorry, for I guess just the width. All right, so that's the idea. Okay, so I'm going to delete. So all you need is to drag the image into animate, and then it'll be here. So this is the JPEG or PNG. So what I wanted to do is, first of all, we need to convert this to a movie clip, because anything that we want to control have to be a movie clip symbol. So I'm going to right click, convert to symbol, and when you convert to symbol, you have to make sure that the pivot point is at the center, right? And then we want to create this as a movie clip. I'm going to call this MC underscore screen, and then that's it. Click OK. And then the instant name is also MC underscore screen. Oops. Okay, next is we want to define where that we are using GSAP. So I'm going to add a new layer here. So will be my script or action. And then I'm going to right click and bring out the action panel. So under the action panel, we want to set the global. So if you don't see that, it is hidden like that. Yeah, just drag to the right. And then we want to click on include. And then we're going to click plus, and then from URL and then we're going to copy the URL that we get from GSAP. So then we're going to paste it at, it's not that. Where's my GSAP? So copy the URL only, then click OK. So you can see that it's only the HTTP without any of the tagging. Click OK, and that's it. You can close. We don't need this for a while. Okay, next is, once we're done with that, we're going to look at how we want to use GSAP. So the idea is to move this canvas around, yeah, so that can I dock it here? To move the canvas around, right? Like so, depending on the spot that we want. So I'm going to start from here. This is my center. So this is how it's going to look like in full screen. All right. So let's go to GSAP and double check how it's being used. All right. So if you go to gsap.com, we want to go to tween. All right, so this is the instruction on how to use GSAP. There's three command here: GSAP2, GSAP from, and GSAP from 2. GSAP2 meaning it will define where the location or where the states that we want it to be. Yeah, GSAP from, where we want to tell or initiate or set what state where we want it to originate from. Or so let's say it is from the left, so therefore will be GSAP from the left, or negative 500 if it is horizontal. Yeah, so meaning let me show animate CC. So if I'm here, if I want to animate from the left, yeah, so I can say GSAP from, so it will define a new location at the beginning, so from where, and then it will automatically go to this design. So this is our original state, this is the final state that we want, right? So we're just going to tell it animate from where, then it will go from where we want to the one that we already have set, right? So that's is GSAP from. So GSAP2 is from the one that we have set, so this is our beginning state, and then to the location that we want. So if let's say we want to animate from here to here, right, with this state currently being set, so we're just going to say GSAP2, then it will go GSAP2 the location that we want, yeah. So that's the difference. So GSAP from, we will define we will set the starting point, and then it will go to whatever point that we have set here, we have designed here. GSAP2, it will define the ending point, so whatever we set here, it will be the starting point, and then it will go to our endpoint that we define. So that's GSAP2. And then GSAP from 2, we define both, so it doesn't matter where we design it or where we place here, but when we set GSAP from 2, it will define both beginning and the end, so it will be custom. All right, so that's that. And then this is command. Yeah, so we can copy this first to see what it will do. Yeah, so basically GSAP, again, this is GSAP2 the command, so either of these three, and then GSAP2 meaning from what we have to this new state or this new settings, so or whether it's location or rotation and so on. So this is the name of the thing that we want to animate, right? So in HTML CSS, this will be the class or ID, right? And then in our case, it will be the instance name, yeah. And then this is the parameters. This is the settings inside the curly bracket, yeah. So we have duration, x meaning the horizontal coordinate, and then rotation is the rotation. So we're going to copy this, and then go back to animate. So under our action here, make sure that you double check that it says action 1, meaning it's frame 1. So I'm just going to paste. So if I paste this as is, what happened is that it will, maybe I should dock it on top. Will that be better? Or at the bottom? No, no, the view is too small. Maybe I'll just leave it floating. GSAP from. Let's increase this space even more. Enlarge the font. All right, so it says GSAT 2 and then box, right? So but we don't have box. The one that we want to animate is this movie clip, and it has an instance name called MC screen. Yeah, so I want to do that. So we don't need the double quotation. We need to replace it with MC underscore screen. But the only another thing that we want to add is this. Yeah, so this, the word this must be there. So this dot MC screen. So we're just going to proceed with that and see what happened. All right. So if I command enter to preview, this is the side. If I press, you see that it works. Yeah, it rotates smoothly. So I don't need to do any settings in the timeline. So I don't need to do the classic tween or motion tween. So this will be good enough. Yeah, if let's say it's a simple motion. But of course we don't want the rotation. This is just to verify that it works. Yeah. So what we want to do is to define a particular area to go to. For example, from here we want to go to the monkey, or we want to go to the rabbit. Yeah, so let's say we want to go to the rabbit. So what we want to do is first of all we want to register the starting position. So this is the x and y coordinate. So let me put it in my post-it. Select all, and then where's my post-it? Sticky. Can I pin this? I cannot pin. Never mind. So that's the x, and then y is 182.6. 182.6. Okay, so that's that. 182.6. So I'll just put it here. So this is the original location. We'll just call it starting point. Right, and then I want to go to the rabbit. So rabbit is here. So let's move rabbit. Let's say I want rabbit to be here when I click a button. Right, so once I have that, I need to look at the coordinate as well. So that's the coordinate for the rabbit. So x is 700 something, and then y is 200 something. All right, so the numbers is unique to whatever that you have set. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to, once we're done, we're going to move back to the starting position, right, roughly. And if I want it to be specific, I need to paste back the coordinate. But normally I will do that once I'm done with everything else. Yeah. Otherwise, every time we want to test, we have to do this. All right. So we can just do roughly at the moment. So then from the action, so we don't want the rotation. We do want x and y, and this is duration 1 second. That's the length of the animation. So we want it to go to x797. So x797, and then we want to go to y 255.45. So we need to add this here, y, and then comma, right? So that's that. And then let's preview. This will make it automatically go to the rabbit if it is all correct. So let's bring this up. Let me refresh. Goes to the rabbit. Maybe it's off slightly a bit, but I think that's fine. Oh, the screen is too big. So if let's say we zoom out, looks okay. So maybe we want to do another setting. Um, Under here, we want it to be centered. Yeah. So I'm going to go to File, Public Settings, and then I want to make the stage center stage for both. Make responsive for both. And then scale to fillable area, fit in view. I can do stretch to fit, will stretch the canvas, yeah, but it will fit everything. So it depends on the ratio. But let's say it's fit to view. Let's see how it goes. Oh, sorry. Let's go back to public settings. It's on my second window. Yeah, it's here. So under basics, so I want to check center stage, make responsive both, and then that's it. I want if I want to include a preloader, I can do so. So this will give me an indicator that the page is loading. Does it have a preview? So the preview it shows here. This is the preview, the loader. So you can add in your own GIF if you want to. All right, so click OK, and then preview again. So you can see the preloader. Now you go. It's center. All right. So you have a space here. So what I would normally do is I can add texture, maybe a darker background with a slight texture, and then it might look okay. Or I can also add frames so that it will not look that weird. Yeah. All right. So then another thing that we can try if the other setting, which is to stretch, but to stretch sometimes doesn't look that nice. So let's say this one here, scale fillable area. Instead of fit in view, we do stretch to fit. So if we do stretch to fit, it will stretch the whole width, but our picture will stretch a bit. But like I said, sometimes it doesn't look that bad, right? It might be certain things are when above. Yeah. So if you have a menu on top here, when you design, let's say when you design your menu here or in the image, yeah, in the image, then it will go outside. But if you let's say you design not on the image, meaning on a different layer, then it's fine. So that's stretch to fit, right? The other option is let's try the other option. I think it's stretch to fit. It's still okay. Fit in view. Let's see. Yeah, fit in view will give you this thing. So you can see, yeah. So this is the height, yeah. If you stretch to fit, it will kind of like zoom in, and make it fit. Let's try again. Build settings, and then stretch to fit. I think because we make it both, it stretch both up and horizontal. Yeah, so you can see that it zoom in a bit. But I think it's fine. At least it looks nicer when it's fill. Right, so just have to be careful with the menu. All right, so that's that. Let's close. So it works now. We want to create the buttons. So let's go to the timeline. So for the timeline, what we want now is a new layer, and we're going to call this nav for navigation, and action layer should always be on top. So and under the nav layer, let's close this down first. So we're going to create our buttons. Yeah. So let's say I'm going to create our buttons on the left side here. So let's do a simple one. Let's do circle nav button. What's my color? See. Oh, eh, yeah, it is correct. Is it? Oh, is the alpha is one. All right. So let's do a smaller circle. Remember, this is full HD, yeah. So when we zoom out, sometimes it looks too small, and then we tend to make things bigger than it should. So just be careful with that. And yeah, I have my pivot at the center. So let's do that. Maybe smaller. Let's increase the stroke size. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, let's say it's that, yeah. So it's in my nav layer. So that's my navigation. Let's move it to the left. Oops, select everything. Right. And then I want to convert this to a movie clip, but before that, let's um make a copy. Let's do 3 areas. Okay. And then this one, I'm going to change to different color. Blue, green, and red. So the first one I'm going to convert to a symbol, and I'm going to call this btn underscore um, maybe home. And let's use the name of the animal, tortoise. And then let's do a button symbol for this. And then the insert name also btn underscore tortoise. Always remember to give the insert name, yeah. I think no matter how many times I said, you will forget it still. So btn underscore green. Not green. So this is the rabbit. Rabbit. And it's a button. Click OK. And then insert name straight away btn underscore rabbit. And the last one is going to be the symbol btn underscore monkey. Button symbol. So btn underscore monkey. So that's that. So my navigation now all in this navigation layer. So what I want is an on-click event. So I'm going to bring back the script or the action. This down a bit. So I'm going to use the snippet here. Yeah? So I'm going to select one button. The first one, the first one is the original location. Let's do the second one. Go into the rabbit. So I'm going to click on the snippet, and then I'm going to choose under HTML5 canvas is the event handler, and it's going to be a mouse click event. So I'm going to double click on that. So while that is selected, and I'll get this. So this is the script that is being generated. So I don't need everything. So remember that all of this comment is just for our understanding. It's for notes, yeah. So if you want to have some sort of notes to allow you to identify or to get you to remember what certain thing is, then you can put something like this. But for the time being, I don't want these notes to be here, because if I add more, then it will be too many things. Yeah? So once we clean up all these comments earlier, you can see that it's clean. Yeah, just only have few lines. So now, without doing anything else, we want to test whether this works or not. Yeah. So if we press Command Enter, when we click on the button here, then it will pop up. There you go. Yeah, mouse click. So that's fine. So it works. Okay. Next is, once we confirm that works, we're going to go back to animate, and then we want to do something with this, which is this, the one that we tested earlier. It will go to the rabbit. So I don't need it here anymore. Yeah, this is just to test that it works. Once we know it works, we're going to go back to the button, and we can just paste. So that will ensure that when we click, it will go to this location. And another thing that you might want to know is that we can rename the function name here. So this is just a function name. So what it does here, it binds an event, which is a click event, to the rabbit, btn rabbit. Okay, so that's what it is doing. So when we click on btn rabbit, it will execute a function called fl mouse click handler. So what is fl mouse click handler? This is it. So this is how we define it, function fl mouse click handler. And in this function, when we click, it will execute this line. So whatever that we put within this opening and closing curly bracket is the instruction or instructions. So we can have more than one instruction if we want to, right? So it doesn't have to be only one. So let's say I want this to be much more clearer, so I can just name it to go to rabbit, for example, right? Then I have to change the function, go to rabbit. It has to be exactly the same, yeah, because it needs to find what it does. This is only telling it to do this, but what is it actually? This is it, yeah, this is the definition. So that's that. So once we have that, we can just copy and paste to for the other buttons. So I'm just going to copy this and then paste, and then I'm going to do for the first button, which is for the tortoise, yeah. So I know that the name is btn tortoise. You have to double check what's your insert name of the button, and then I'm going to change the function to go to tortoise, and then this one also go to tortoise. All right, and then I have to change the coordinate, otherwise it'll be just the same with the one on top, which is going to the rabbit. Yeah, I know already the original locations, I already have it here, so I'm just going to copy and paste. X is negative something something, and then Y is 182. Right, let's clean up. Come on. All right, that's it. Now if we press command enter to preview, so that's our tortoise, the starting point. Now if we click on the green, it goes to the rabbit. Go back, click, go back to the tortoise. Right, so very similar to the example that we've seen about the book launch. Okay. So if you want to go to the monkey, so the monkey is on top, right? So it's more than just one location. So let's go to the monkey. What's this? So monkey's over there. I want to bring this down here. Yeah, because I don't have much height to use anymore, so that's the maximum that I can go. Maybe I want it to be here. Totally up to you. And once we have that, just copy the coordinate, and I'm just going to put a note here for future reference. Monkey X, and then Y, yeah, right. You can also do this in your action screen. Yeah? So for example, that's in the button. You can put a note, a comment like what we seen earlier. Open slash and then asterisk, and then close the asterisk. Then we can just paste there, right? So we can do it directly here. All right. So once we have the monkey coordinate, let's copy and paste this button and use it for the monkey. And I know that this is called btn monkey, the instant name. So it'll be btn monkey, and then go to monkey, and then this one also go to monkey. It can be any name, yeah. I just use go to monkey because I think it makes sense, and to the meaning. And then we're going to do the change the coordinate for the monkey. So the monkey is negative something. For the x axis, and then do I got it right? Yep. And then Y958. Right, that's it. And then if I command enter, so I need to reset back the location. So once um I've gotten the coordinate for the monkey, I can move back to the tortoise. Roughly, I'm just going to do it like that. Yeah. Later I can do it specific. So this is the tortoise. If I click here, it will go to oh, that's the original location. If I click here, it will go to the monkey. Here, go to the rabbit. Here, go to tortoise, monkey, tortoise, monkey, rabbit. So you can see that it's continuous, yeah. So it's from where it is, yeah, and then it's GSAP, yeah. So here, GSAP from, no, we said GSAP two, right? So GSAP two, GSAP two, a particular location, GSAP two, a particular GSAP two or GSAP from that we use. Let's double check. GSAP two, yeah, that's correct. All right, so that's how you do it. So next, if you want to look at, so I mean, based on these mechanics, we can do other things as well. The one that I show you in class, if let's say we have horizontal panels, so we can use the same. It's just that we're just going to move the y-axis. We can do horizontal panel. Then we only use the x coordinate to move horizontally. Okay, next is I want this something to appear when we are on that particular screen. So when it reaches the screen, we want something to appear. Reaches the screen, we want something to appear. So that will be in part two.